But as for Allah the Creator, then no one is allowed to intercede except, with His permission, because Allah is greater than all of that. And the kings of the world also, they are in need of these people. They are in need of having these people, these ministers and these intermediaries between themselves and the people, to help them to run their kingdom, to help them to run their dominion. And these people, they come, they intercede with the king, and they help the king in the affairs of rulership and whatever. And this is another reality about the kings. And another one is that the kings, they don't really know the affair of their flock, the affair of their subjects, and they are in need of people to come and tell them the news and information about what the state of the people is, and so on and so forth. And also the people, the kings of the world, they don't actually desire, they don't have like a true inward desire to fulfill the needs of the people. Sometimes they don't have this, and sometimes they don't really have this mercy and compassion, and it's only when these ministers and these other people come and they influence them and affect them that they then have this desire and this feeling of mercy for the people. But initially they don't necessarily have that. And so then their heart become affected. So look at all these characteristics of how these kings operate, and all of this is negated for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is negated from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is not in need of anyone to help him in running his affair, the dominion, because He is Ghaniyun Kareem, He is free of any needs, He is Kareem, He is generous, noble, and generous, and He is powerful and capable over everything that He desires, and He is not in need of anyone to inform Him about the situation of His creation, because He knows it already, He knows everything. He's not in need of anyone to come and influence Him and to make Him compassionate, because He's already Ra'uf and Rahim. He's already merciful and compassionate towards His servants. He already desires goodness for them. He already desires for them aid, and He also loves for them pardon and forgiveness, and He is very generous with them, with His creation, without anyone coming to influence or to influence Him, or anyone to mediate on behalf of anyone. All of these are negated for Allah, and on this, therefore, in light of all of this, the argument of the mushrikeen, it is negated and it is falsified. It is falsified. And it becomes clear that this action of theirs is shirk, and Allah named it as shirk, as Allah says, وَيَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُمْ وَيَقُولُونَ هَؤُلَاءِ شُفَعَاؤُنَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ, that they worship besides Allah that which can neither harm them nor benefit them, and then they say that these are our intercessors with Allah. And so Allah says, يَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Allah used the word يَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ, and this is clearly shirk. In another verse, Allah says, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِهِ أَوْلِيَاءَ مَا نَعْبُدُهُمْ إِلَّا لِيُقَرِّبُونَ إِلَى اللَّهِ زُلْفَى. That those who take as others besides Allah as awliya, they say, مَا نَعْبُدُهُمْ, we do not worship them. So they admit that this is worship. We don't worship them except that they may bring us closer to Allah. And then Allah threatened them by saying, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَحْكُمُ بَيْنَهُمْ فِيمَا هُمْ فِيهِ يَخْتَلِفُونَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي مَنْ هُوَ كَاذِبٌ كَفَّارٌ. Verily Allah will judge between them in that which they differed. Verily Allah does not guide anyone he who is a liar and a disbeliever. So in other words, Allah described this action of theirs as kadhib and kufr, as a lie and as disbelief. So therefore, this shows that again this action of the mushrikun is rejected. But in this verse, we find that Allah gave, if you like, a very exaggerated, He exaggerated in the issue of kufr, because Allah didn't say, Inna Allah la yahdi man huwa kadhibun He used the word kafar, and kafar is an emphatic form. It's an emphatic form. This is the type of form that He used when you want to, emphasize a meaning of something. Kafar. So the meaning here would be that someone who is, Allah doesn't like the one who is a liar and one who is severe in his disbelief. Because it's an emphatic form. So this shows that all of this shows, and these verses show that this argument of the mushrikun is rejected and it is baseless, and there will be no shafa'ah for them on the Day of Judgment. So we stop the lesson there, and we'll finish off the remainder of this chapter inshallah ta'ala in the next lesson, and this will contain a more detailed explanation of this verse and commenting upon the remaining words of Shaykhul Islam Ibn Taymiyyah that Shaykhul Islam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab brought in this chapter heading. So we'll stop the lesson there inshallah, and we'll continue next week.